Hi, this is Dave from the New Mexico Herbal Clinic here in beautiful Taos, New Mexico. And today we're going to talk about PMS, which is actually a big issue among a lot of women in the United States and across the world. But before we do that, I just want to let you all know that we are doing virtual consultations. And with virtual consultations, that means we can reach out to you wherever you are in the world. So please make sure you visit nmherbalclinic.com. Set up an appointment. Let's see what we can do to help you and your health. So PMS. It's one of those things that so many women struggle with every single month. And there has actually been a lot of studies on herbs and how they can help benefit women going through their monthly cycle. You know, PMS is the butt of a lot of jokes. But for those who find themselves and their body changing each month, sometimes in a painful and distressing manner, it's no joke at all. PMS symptoms can begin anywhere from a day to a fortnight or 2 weeks before the commencement of a period. Now, I want to rephrase that again or restate that again because it's really important. PMS symptoms, those symptoms you feel, can begin from a day to 2 weeks before the actual onset of your period. It's extremely common, with at least 1 in every 5 women experiencing it to at least some extent. Now, there are 4 categories of PMS that an herbalist considers, each with a differing root issue. Let's take a look at those 4 types. So PMS-A, that's where the A stands for anxiety. It's characterized by not just anxiety, but also tension, irritability, mood swings. Hormonally, in these types of cases, there is high estrogen, proestrogen ratio at the secondary phase. And there are some links to the diet in this type of PMS also, especially a high-fat diet or high dairy consumption. And sometimes cutting back on those high-fat foods or a lot of dairy can make a marked improvement. Again, herbs can also be used to make a significant improvement. Then we have PMSD, and that's where the D stands for depression, which is completely different from A, anxiety. It's characterized by obviously depression, weepiness, heightened emotions, forgetfulness, brain fog, confusion, and really poor sleep. Hormonally, it's associated with high progesterone and low estrogen levels. We also have PMSH, the 3rd type. And the H here stands for hyperhydration. It's characterized by fluid retention, weight gain, bloating, swelling, and tenderness in the breast area. The body appears to be retaining sodium in these cases. So, in addition to herbs, one of the things you could actually try is reducing the salt that you intake. That may help. The next one is PMSC. And the C here stands for cravings. and it can be characterized with an increase in appetite, sugar and carb cravings, headaches, palpitations in the chest, dizziness, tiredness, and low blood sugar levels, which are really dangerous at times, and low progesterones are associated with this type. And therefore, you need to spend more time understanding how to balance out your blood sugar levels with regular, smaller meals and complex carbohydrates. And again, herbs will also help with this type. Now, not every woman fits neatly into these categories, and we see several hormonal imbalances that may play a part in the condition. The exact causes, even by medical doctors, are unknown, but other potential contributing factors are. So, progesterone metabolism, let's talk about that for a second. Women with PMS may metabolize progesterone differently, producing less alloprogesterone, which is a neurosteroid that enhances the GABA A receptor function and thereby reduces anxiety. Herbalists don't automatically assume that their clients' PMS issues are hormonal imbalances, although for the most part I will tell you that clearly plays a part. Rather, we take into account all of the factors that are going on in your life, and we view them as potential contributing factors to PMS, especially stress. So, how do herbalists approach the different types of PMS, and how do we assist in helping lessen the impact of the effects of your particular PMS? Well, if it's a hormonal imbalance, we would try to address it often with a long-term course of different herbs. There's one herb in particular, Agnus castus, which we would probably advise someone to take daily. But often, there are other hormonal normalizers that can work in conjunction. And some of those are black cohosh, licorice, and wild yam. And there are a few others too. Now, stress and anxiety, which is one we see quite often here in the clinic, and one, quite frankly, with everything going on in the world today with the coronavirus pandemic and some protests going on here in the United States, and of course school, will it open, won't it open, how will it look? All of those things play into it also and add to the stress that you normally feel with PMS. And we use a long-term therapy for that using herbs. We have several herbs that we combine depending on the patient and medical history and so forth. But some of those herbs may include passion flower, motherwort, vervain, milky oats, lime blossom. So there are several of them. And, we try to look at exactly what each individual woman is going to need. And no two women are the same when it comes to what they need as far as herbal remedies are concerned. And sometimes we use a low dose of an adaptogen. When I see, for example, that the PMS is an expression of severe stress. And one of those that I would use would be nettle, in particular nettle seed. And we want to make sure we're supporting the whole body, not just the symptoms. So we might support the liver with some hepatic, mostly bitters. We will look to correct the essential fatty acid imbalance that may exist. Evening primrose, for example, is a good herb for that. We can relax the body with some antispasmodics, such as wild yam that I mentioned earlier and the black cohosh. If you have fluid retention, we can help with that too. And we would use some form of diuretic herbs, perhaps dandelion leaf, and maybe lymphatics such as cleavers. But again, every woman is different. So if you came into the New Mexico Herbal Clinic, or if you had a virtual consultation anywhere in the world with the New Mexico Herbal Clinic, we would be looking at a number of issues that all tie in to whatever symptoms your PMS seems to give you. And sometimes it won't be one tincture or one tea. It may be a variety of several to address all of those issues. But that's not all we do. We're going to sit down and go over your whole lifestyle with you and find out what within your lifestyle may need addressing in order to assist you in decreasing the symptoms that you get with PMS. So as you can see, it's a complicated process to bring your whole body back into balance. And it's why our initial consultations, whether virtual or right here in the New Mexico Herbal Clinic, can take an hour or more. But we do promise you, you will feel better. I hope this look at PMS has helped you. And until next time, this is Dave from the New Mexico Herbal Clinic saying thank you. Stay safe.